Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Premier League prediction videos. This is my match day game week 15 Premier League predictions. Now, before I get into it, what a game it's just been. I've just literally watched Man City Spurs live. I'm literally recording this. Um, for me, it's a Monday, but quite literally, right after the game has just ended 3-all. What a game it was. So yeah, great. Um, and yeah, let's get into it. Obviously this weekend we have got not weekend this week we have got midweek fixtures. I think they do this every year once, but the problem with that is you look at the games coming up like Manchester United, Chelsea, and Aston Villa, Man City. Both are on at the same time. So basically, if you're a neutral fan, or you're just a football fan, or you're a fan of either clubs, right? If you are an Aston Villa fan, you're not gonna miss the game, but you want to keep an eye on Manchester United, Chelsea. What they could have done is probably put it on a different time. Like if they can't do it on a different day, if they think that, you know what, all four of those teams need to play on the same day, they can do it a bit different. You can have, a kickoff. Basically, both kickoffs are at 8:15 p.m. You can have a kickoff maybe in the afternoon. You know, why not? Um, but it's just a shame that you've got two games in there that are at the same time on the same day. So that's not great. But before we get into this week's predictions, let's talk about how we did last week, aka this week, because it's not really been a week, and aka today because the game for me, like I said, has just been over between Man City and Spurs. But starting off, Brentford against Luton Town. I did really well. A great way to start off. I said 3-1 Brentford. It was 3-1 Brentford. I get 1 point. I forgot to say, if you guys don't know how this works already, I get half a point for every team I get correct, and I get 1 point for the correct scoreline. So that's great. Arsenal Wolves. I said 5-0 Arsenal confidently. It wasn't, very convincing, but they got the job done. I said 2-1 Burnley against Sheffield United, and I just realized it finished 5-0 Burnley. And if I had swapped my predictions between Arsenal and Wolves and Burnley and Sheffield United, so basically if I had gone 2-1 Arsenal and 5-0 Burnley, I would have got it perfect. That's so unfortunate there, but half a point each, up to 2 points. Here's where I kind of went downhill for this week. Nottingham Forest against Everton. I went 1-1. It was 1-0 Everton. There was Dwight McNeil, wasn't it, who scored that winning goal for them. That's pretty huge for Everton as well. Considering Sheffield United got smashed, Luton Town lost. They are definitely getting themselves back out of the relegation zone. Newcastle United against Manchester United. I went 3-1 Newcastle United. It was 1-0, half a point. Not too bad. I'll take it up to 2.5 points. I want to say, yep. Chelsea Brighton. I went 2-1 Brighton. And it could have been a Brighton win or even a draw. But look, personally, I don't think Chelsea's penalty was a penalty. I don't think so. I don't think that was a penalty. And people are going to say, oh, there was contact. Yes, there was contact. Milner did make contact with, I think it was Mudryk. But it wasn't like he was trying to get, like, he wasn't trying to foul Mudryk, if that makes sense. But, yeah, didn't do well there. Liverpool Fulham, I went 2-1 Liverpool. I thought it was going to be a tight game. It finished 4-3 to be fair. So that's another half a point. I think up to 3. West Ham Crystal Palace, I went 3-1 West Ham. I thought they would win. It would finish 1-1. Bournemouth Aston Villa. This is my punchy shot from last week. I went 1-0 Bournemouth. It finished 2-2. It could have been 1-0. Actually, Bournemouth went 1-0 up, and it could have been 2-1, but Ollie Watkins equalised in the 90th minute. And lastly, Manchester City against Spurs. I went 4-2 Man City, 3-3. What a game! But I got 3 points last week, basically. And now we are moving into the new week. Now, another week that we have got many big games. Match of the week for this week is, realistically, there are two. Manchester United Chelsea and Aston Villa Man City. I would say Spurs against West Ham as well, to be a game that you want to keep a lookout for, but two major ones. I would say Manchester United Chelsea as the major game of the week. Starting off, Wolves against Burnley. Now, Wolves obviously lost away against Arsenal. They did put up a good fight. You gotta give them the credit for that. But the first 13 minutes they went 2-0 down already. And from them on, Arsenal didn't really have to do much. And that's why I worry. And Burnley, I did say when I predicted a Burnley win that, look, Kompany is gonna need to get these home wins, right? Now he's going away against Molineux, to Molineux against Wolves. Sorry, it's gonna be tough. I still have Wolves to get relegated, by the way. I don't know where they're sitting in the table. I haven't checked the table right now. But look, let me just have a look. Let me have a look at the table. Wolves are 13th. They have 15 points. They are 8 clear of Everton. Look. I still have Wolves to go down. But it's hard to predict a Burnley win, especially when it's away from home. I'm going to do it. 2-1 Burnley. I'm not going to sit on the fence and say, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go punchy. Burnley, back-to-back wins in the Premier League potentially. Let's find out. Luton Town Arsenal, of course, it's pretty simple really. To pick Arsenal to win this. But it is at Luton Town. It is going to be a tough place to go. Kenilworth Road. Look, Luton Town haven't been impressive. They went away against Brentford last match day and got beat. But I see goals in this team. They were 2-0 down. They clawed one back, I think, to make it 2-1. A bit more of an interesting game. I don't think it's gonna be like a 5-0. I think the difference between Luton and Sheffield United is Sheffield United can get beaten 5-6-0. I think Luton Town will probably keep it to a certain extent and probably pull a goal back. And based on that, I'm gonna go 3-1 Arsenal. Pretty similar to what happened last week between Brentford and Luton Town. 3-1. You just expect Arsenal to score goals, but you expect Luton to pull a goal back as well, potentially. So I'm going to go with an away win for Arsenal. So back-to-back away wins I've predicted there. Moving on to the Wednesday night games, Wednesday evening games for the people in the UK. It is Sheffield United hosting Liverpool at Bramall Lane. It's going to be tough. 5-0 defeat to Burnley. I think that's Sheffield United guaranteed gone. They can't even beat, a team that they are competing with. And look, I know it's away from home. I know it's going to be tough. But to lose by 5 goals to 0 and get a red card, it's poor. I'll keep it simple. I'll go 2-0 Liverpool. I don't really want to, go like a 3-4-5-0. Because against Fulham, they did play well, Liverpool, but they did concede many goals, 3 goals to be exact, and they could have probably considered 4 to 5 as well. So yeah, definitely. I think going forward they're capable, but I'm just gonna go with a sweet 2-0. Speaking of Fulham, they are at home against Nottingham Forest. They have to be given the credit because they went away against Liverpool and gave them a fight for 90 minutes. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, at home against Everton and they lost. In terms of form, Fulham have a better form. They're at home at Craven Cottage. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Fulham win. The first home win, I think, that I'm going to predict. Nothing suggests otherwise at the moment. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth. Now, if this was at Bournemouth, I would put it, in favour of them, but it's away, and I don't think Bournemouth's whole away record are particularly impressive compared to home. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, look, yeah, it's really not much to say, really, about Crystal Palace. They did go away to West Ham and get a draw, and you have to sort of give them the credit for that. Sorry for that, but let's go 1-1. But I don't know. I'm not convinced about this one. I think this could be like a 2-1 to either Bournemouth or Palace there. It could be like a late goal or something. Either ways, I don't think both teams are going to be separated by much. It would be a very big win for Bournemouth to go away and get a result against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Brighton, look, unfortunate defeat. But it's away. It was away at Stamford Bridge. Brentford won at home. Brighton probably play better at home than away. I think you can say the same about Brentford. I'm gonna go with another 2-1 here to Brighton. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be a tight game, but I'm gonna slightly edge it to Brighton because even though they were 3-1 down against Chelsea, they managed to find a way to make it 3-2, and overall, with the squad they have, to be able to kind of compete with Chelsea at that level, I think it's pretty positive. Now, match of the week, Manchester United against Chelsea. The battle of the mid-table teams, eh? Currently United are, I want to say, 7th, yep, against 10th, separated by 5 points. Now, United's form coming into this is absolutely poor. Last couple of games, yes, they went away against Everton and got themselves a good result. Yes, they went away in the Champions League against Galatasaray and got themselves a decent result, although they're going to be out of the Champions League now. But they went away against Newcastle United and they lost. As for Chelsea, they're starting to pick up some form, or they look like they were, at least, up until Newcastle United away as well. And they beat Brighton at home. Away-wise, Chelsea haven't been poor, except for going to Newcastle and West Ham. Those are 2 away games that they've lost. They drew away against Bournemouth. That was poor. And except for that, they have done pretty well in their away games so far this season. And United have done pretty well in terms of their home game as well. Look, I'm not going to say 1-1. I'm not going to say 2-2. I'm not going to say 3-3. I'm going to go for winner. This has goals written all of it. But this is also another game that kind of seemed like it could be like a 1-0 to either side. So I'm kind of stuck to what I'm going to go with. It could be like a 4-3. It could be like a 1-0. Who knows? I'm not going to go 1-0 to either side because I see more than a goal. I've gone 2-1 many times. I'm going to go 3-2 to Manchester United because they're at home. I think that is what edges it. I think that's what edges it for me. And then the other good game, Aston Villa against Man City. Man City now missing Rodri and Grealish for this game due to suspension. It's going to be tough. but I think they'll get it done. Um, let's go. Let's go 3-1 Man City. I know it's at Villa Park, but it's Man City, and Spurs did manage to get a point at the Etihad, but yeah. Everton against Newcastle United. Look, Everton are fighting for survival, and Newcastle are going away on this game. It's gonna be tough. Again, it could be like a 1-0 to either team. Like, it's one of those. I don't think Newcastle are expecting anyone back from injuries yet. And Everton are really pushing for, wins. Everton coming to this game after a 1-0 win against Nottingham Forest. Newcastle coming to this game after a 1-0 win against Manchester United. So clearly they like to win 1-0. But Newcastle did lose away against Bournemouth. That question marks their away form, and Everton are at home, and they have to win every home game they have. Everton. It is a punchy one here. I'm gonna go 1-0 Everton. I hope I'm wrong. Not really. I know I like Newcastle United, but I don't hope I'm wrong. I don't support them. But let's see. And then last game, Spurs against West Ham. West Ham have been up and down recently. Going away against Forest, getting the win, but then at home against Palace, not being able to get the win. It's up and down. Spurs have been up and down as well. 3 losses in a row until this Man City game and getting a draw. I think they'll bounce back here. I will say a 2-1 Spurs win to get back to winning ways, surely. But those are my predictions. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you did, subscribe to check us on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.